Hello everyone, this is Dr. Cheryl Dublar, professor in Web System course. In this video, I'll be discussing about web hosting, domain name, and how does it work. I'll be showing you also my own website, which I developed in GoDaddy. I register a domain and I've chosen GoDaddy as my web host. Why GoDaddy? For me, it's cheaper and it's also convenient to use, especially with their payment options. But before I go deeper into the website or GoDaddy, let's discuss first about what is domain name. A domain name is your website name. A domain name is the address where the internet users can access your website. A domain name is used for finding and identifying computers on the internet. As you can see here in example, we have the 3W, or known as World Wide Web, and the domain name, which stands for example, and the top level domain, which is .com. Computers uses IP addresses, which are a series of numbers. However, it is difficult for humans to remember string of numbers. Because of this, domain names were developed and used to identify entities on the internet rather than using IP addresses. Again, so instead of using IP address, it uses a domain name, which is unique. And no two websites can have the same domain name. Like for example, if someone types it www.yourdomain.com, it will go to your website and no one else. So again, there's no two websites can have the same domain name. In your domain name, it could be a combination of letters and numbers. And it can be used in combination of the various domain name extensions, such as you can see here, domain name extensions are the top level domain, which is .com, .net, and .online, or along with others name extensions or domain name extensions. Now let's go to what is a web hosting. A web hosting service is often shortened to a web host. It is a type of internet hosting service that allows individuals and organizations to make their website accessible via the World Wide Web. So let's just make an example. You created or coded your website locally. Now you want other people to see your own website. So next to that, you're going to find a web host where you can upload your website. So let's look at this diagram. So this is your website, which you locally coded you made or developed it in your computer. Now you find a web host, like I've chosen GoDaddy as my web host. Now it's connected to World Wide Web, and your website will be available for users to access on the internet. Okay, so again, that's the difference between a domain name and a web hosting. Now I'll be showing you my own website. As I said, I registered it in GoDaddy, I make my own account, and I also bought a domain name and I hosted it in GoDaddy. All right, so I'll be sharing you my own account. Okay, so let's take a look. But before that, how about you? Do you have your own website, or have you created a website, bought the name? If not yet, so this will be the best time for you to start on with web development. All right, so this is my GoDaddy account. As you can see, as I said, I created my own account and now I bought a domain name. So you just go to my products. And in my products, I register and bought a domain name, which name rsacademy.com. I'll be showing you my website with that domain name. All right, here we go. All right. So again, this is the website, which I bought a domain from GoDaddy, rsaacademy.com. I also bought an e-commerce or an online store. Okay, so if you want to buy some STEM kits or microbit kits, so just go to my store and then check out, then you can pay via PayPal. All right. So aside from that, in GoDaddy, you can also make a website. It's either you can code or you can use the drag and drop to create the website. All right. So aside from the domain, I also purchased a website. I don't have time to code, so I combined it, a drag and drop and some of coding. All right, so here's my Robotics and STEM Education Academy. And in here, if you want to edit the website, you go to this tab, Edit Website. And if you want to connect it to your social media where you can market your products and along with other updates on your website, you can just simply create a post and it will be published on your Facebook and your Instagram, or you can use, you can also list your business in Google and at the same time update in your social media accounts. All right, so it's connected to Instagram and to my Twitter. All right, so for now, your task is, or your first assignment is to create your own account and at the same time build your own website using GoDaddy. All right, so how to build your own website. So first thing is you have to register an account. Let's just say that we're going to register your own account. So you go to GoDaddy website. All right. And let's just say you want to register your own domain. Okay. So for me, for example, I want to build my own website using my own name. So I will use my name to find a domain name. So let's just see how much it costs. All right. So if I search my domain name, there you can see a different option or recommendation that they will give you along with different prices. All right. So in here, let's just say I choose CherylDublar.com. It costs around 79 pesos per month. And you can pay for the first year and 2-year registration. But if you choose .net, CherylDublar.net, it costs around 778. And if you want to use CherylDublar.live, it costs around 104. And I think it's much more expensive if you choose this one. With an estimated value of 43,221, and it will increase also when you are going to renew this after 2 years or after 1 year. All right, so these are on purchasing your domain name. So as I said, you don't need to purchase a domain name. All you need to do is to have an account, go play around with the GoDaddy platform, know how to buy a domain name and a web host. Okay. So I already explained that as the difference between domain name and a web host. Now there's another thing. Aside from you buy a domain name, you also have to look for a web host. So GoDaddy also have that options or for web hosting. So if you want to web host or choose GoDaddy as your web host, you can go to hosting, and there's a plan. You can start with a basic, economy, deluxe. And in my previous video, it explains what are the different web hosting. Okay, so explain why is it cheaper and why you are paying more than. It's because of the reason. If you just started, so it's good to have a starter or a single website. But if you have a big traffic or high traffic sites, then you're going to purchase a higher one, which it costs around 516 per month. Let's just say you have online store and you are expecting high traffic per month, you're selling it, so of course you don't want to have a downtime in your website, so you choose an ultimate version while you pay much compared to your starter or economy one. All right, so again, that's the I'm showing you the domain name and the web hosting. Third one is, this is your assignment one, which you're going to create your own website. So you go to website or website builder, start for free. Since this is only a practice to create your own website in here. So a while ago, I started this. I choose clothing and apparel store, or you can choose any you want. Just click next. And next to that, you're going to write the site name. Okay, let's just say I want to choose a site name, which is my nickname. And since it's about fashion, of course, I have to add fashion. All right, then just click next. And there you go. You have your own template in here. So as I said, my own design of website, it's a combination of a drag and drop, which is already ready in here. And another one, I also use coding, some sort of codes to design my website. Doesn't looks good compared to other websites. So next time I'll be showing you also my other website in WordPress and in Wix. All right, so in creating your own website in GoDaddy, it's so easy. If you want to just add more site navigation, you just click this button and then add more in here, like home, about us, contact us, or any menu you can add in here. All right, and then you can change the sign if you want. And along the way, as we'll learn more about web design, we'll be using HTML, CSS in our next lesson. All right, so that's all for now. So I'll be adding this on our next lesson. As I said, I'll be adding this in our next lesson. You'll be developing the website. After this, you have to code HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All right, so that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you.